Maybe there is some issue related to the internet connection, but I hope that everything will be okay today. Uh, it's one of the reasons why we begin at 8 a.m. Like otherwise we could have done it in the evening or in the afternoon. But if the internet doesn't stay steady, I'm really upset about it. Okay, so a lot of people here. Let me just give a shout out to few of you. Soham Shirode, Amay Kanitkar, Namdev Lokhare, Shahid Hussain, Pranav Kumar, Shrishant, Shubham Soni, Neev Patel, Sam Duk, Anushka Bhatt, Shivam Chaudhary, Kavita Naidu, Aditya Naidu. Yes, yeah. Uh, Abdul Kalam, Swayam Ubale, Pavitra Pankaj Prabhu, Rehan Chess, Ezekiel Vanoy, Shashank Aswat, wonderful. Shashank says, missed your session yesterday, midway through it. Hopefully, will catch up by tomorrow. I also wrote a detailed review about first workshop. Yes, Shashank, I've received it. I have to still reply to a few emails. I have been unable to do so in the last few days, but I have read all of them. So thank you so much. CM Harish Kumar. I hope my sound is okay. Someone has said sound is not so good. Yeah, everything. Alan K. Thomas, welcome to Alan. Tanuja Sahastra Buddhe, Namdev Lokhare, wonderful. Good to see you guys and welcome today. Today is going to be a very exciting session. I've been preparing quite a lot for it, so there is a lot of things to learn. But as always, I think we should begin with our daily ritual. I hope you were doing it when we were not having the class as well, which is to solve some positions. So, some tactics to get warmed up. So let's go to account.chessbase.com and let's go to the tactics trainer. Oops, just clicked on something else. Yeah, tactics trainer and click to solve tactics. Okay, so this one is black to move. What do you play here? Namdev says my surname is not Lokhare, it is Lohakhare. Okay, keep it in mind. Krishan Kumar Bagel says it's very difficult to attend your class. Well, sometimes you have to sacrifice a bit to gain something. I hope it will be worth your time. Rishila Banerjee, welcome. Soham Shirode says I have reached 2400 on tactics. That's wonderful. Neev Patel, you are absolutely right. The first move is correct. Jayant Saha, Shrikant Nayak, Ammunuje, Hindi Chess Tech, Shrishant, Chandan CK. You're all correct. The right move is c4, and once the rook moves to b4, what do you do now? Tanisha Boramanikar is here. Wonderful. Tanisha, usually you wake up late, yes? So today you're woken up early. Shri Kumar says you got your title in chess-based account. Yeah, I'm now an international master here as well, hoping to be a GM. Yeah, and now you play c3, and that should be good. Comes a check. I think we can go king b6, rook b4, king a5. That should win, yes. Setu Minocha says, I started reading how to reassess your chess. It's amazing. Wonderful, Setu. Happy to know. Sumit says, I've crossed 2500 in tactics, but how to improve further? Well, solve more, solve better ones, solve maybe from more sources. That would really help. Okay, king b6. And now if rook b4, I think king a5, and you should be no more checks and you are winning. Carry on says, I am 1121. Should I buy chess base or Fritz 17? Well, it depends on your need. If you want to, maintain your databases well and properly, then I would say go for chess base. If you want a playing program along with a lot of other features like opening reviews, opening ideas, blindfold training, Fritz 17. Fritz 17 is more like a self-contained software. So for all those who are not playing serious tournaments and don't want to prepare specifically, keep hundreds of databases, then Fritz is very good. Chessbase is for, I would say, tournament players. Okay, let's go to the next position. Okay, this one looks, is it straightforward or not really? White to move. Mayur Gondalekar was here, says, making my soup, being Saturday. Now let's take a look at your puzzles. Wonderful. Well, I hope that you don't mess up with your soup in trying to solve these puzzles. Food is very important. By the way, all those who are trying to solve this, please keep in mind the material first. Because if you are already something down, then it's different. Yeah, it's not the same as having the same amount of material on the board. Amit Mishra, welcome to the show. Yes, say to reassess your chess and woodpecker method is a good combination. Yeah, one is like strategy and this, and the other one is more positional in nature. Reassess your chess. So what do you do? Queen e4, knight e4, rook e5, says Shriana. But maybe you will just recover the piece, right? You're already a piece down. It's not a bad move, I think. Queen e5, queen e4, knight e4, rook e5 doesn't look bad. But is there something better? Shashank says, I pity the people in India. 8 a.m. is way too early. If you doubt me, ask your wife. Well, I think I'm doing it for my wife. She wants to wake up early every day. So last time when our class would end, I would wake her up around 10:45 or 11, and she would be like, "Come on, this is too late." So said, "Okay, next time from tomorrow it'll be 9:40, 9:45. So early classes, yeah." So she is with me on this. Shubhayan Saha, welcome. It's is your father's account. Okay. Tanisha says bishop c5, queen f3, rook e1. Wow, very nice. So you're going to play bishop into c5, and if queen into f3, rook e1 check, the king is trapped, has to go bishop e7, rook e7, king f8, rook d8. And what if to bishop c5? Can I take queen into c4? Does it work? But then anyway, rook e1. Okay, and if bishop c5, bishop into c5, then I take the queen. Right. So all variations work out pretty well. Very good, guys, because take, check here and mate. Excellent. Okay. Last position for the day before we move to studying a few things. This one is white to move. Try to go deeper into it. Don't just give me one move answers. Anish Adiga, you solved it entirely. Okay, it's good. So this is white to move. Shubhayan says knight c5. Shubhayan, don't give me one move. Give me the entire variation. What happens after he takes? Then what's your next move? Trump's fifth wife says, when will you teach rook endings and minor piece endings? I'm eagerly waiting. Well, step by step. We're going to learn a lot of endgames. Prakhar Bajaj says knight c5, bc5, queen a5. Okay, Prakhar, is it a mate there? Have you calculated any defenses for black? Do you see any defense for black in that position? I want you guys to slow down a bit. I know that it's very tempting to sacrifice and then play either queen a5 or bishop a6. But the problem is that if some defense does exist, then you will be in trouble. Yeah, but in general, you can feel, yeah, that after knight c5, bc5, queen a5, you have a rook, queen, and a bishop in the attack. That should be good. So take, and if he takes, then queen a5, and somehow this king is just too exposed. I'm threatening queen a8 check followed by rook a7, which looks quite devastating. Also, bishop a6 can come in. So this looks pretty good. Let's do last one. Yeah, I said last, but one more would be good. Okay, interesting position. This is black to move. Black is already a pawn up, so has a good position. Also, the pawn on a3 is really strong. E3 is very strong. But e3 is falling right now, so you have to be careful. Ishir Narayan, welcome. Nice to see you here. A lot of old names here. You can't say old like it was just 1 month ago, but still. But e2, everyone says, what if I take the queen? Queen into f2. Come on, you just want to sacrifice your queen. Abdul Kalam has a good answer here. I think Abdul Kalam is right. Neev Patel is right. All those who said e2 are still trying to wake up. Come on, guys, don't be asleep. Shivam Chaudhary. Well, Shivam, not perhaps the best move. Yes, Tanisha, you are right. Shashwat Bajpai has made a very interesting comment here. He says, make a video why many chess players stay at the same rating. Some people become GM in less than 10 years. What do you think? Can anyone become GM if he starts so late at the age of 20, 25, 30? I think I have discussed this several times, and the truth remains, it's a harsh truth, there are no shortcuts. Is you need to work on chess, and you need to work well, you need to work in the right direction. And age does matter, because you have more time when you are young, you have more energy, you are less stressed out about other things. But there are always exceptions to the rule, so you can never really say that someone who starts chess at 20 will not become a GM and so on. Yeah, it is tough, but that doesn't mean it's impossible. The right move, as you all pointed out, is bishop into d5. Can't take with the rook because e1 is hanging. And now comes this very nice move e2. When now I'm threatening to take the rook has only space in this direction when the e1 rook hangs. And so that's the right answer. Well done, guys. You pumped up my rating to 2566. It seems like I'll soon reach 2600. Just have to keep continuing these sessions. Okay, so what's today's session all about? As you can see from the name there, it's learning the queen versus pawns endgame. And this is really an exciting subject. A lot of things to learn here. And so I'll be going through that. So I need you to be on the top of your game. Let's not waste any time so that we are able to cover as much as possible. There is a lot of things to look at. I would like to kind of cover the entire thing here. Now, the first question to all the really good players out here. Is this position winning for white or is it a draw? Remember, the pawn is coming this way. In all the positions I will show you, uh, the pawn, the white will be at the bottom. Yeah, so you know this pawn, if it's a black pawn, it's going this way. If it's a white pawn, it's going that way. White to move. Okay, Rahul Rohit, well, thank you for your compliment. My commentary is really good. Anish Adiga, I don't need so many comments from you. Come on. I can see even if you write once. White is winning, says white wins Prathamesh Divekar, Sedi Chinu, Abdul Kalam, Tarisha Boramanikar, Subhayan Saha, Minu Sachdev, Suryan Shwar. Sujata Shastri says draw, okay. I'm looking for more people who say draw. Alan K. Thomas says it's a draw. Okay, who else? Who else thinks it's a draw? Oh, it's is it buffering? For all those who for whom it's buffering, just refresh the video. I think it's fine right now. Satinath Sarkar says it's a draw. Okay. But most Setu Minocha says it's a draw. Okay. That's interesting. So I have got around say 5% of you saying it's a draw, but most of you think it's winning. Alan K. Thomas also says it's a draw. Well, let's try to understand this very closely. The point is that being a central pawn here, there are different types of pawn. There's a rook pawn, knight pawn, bishop pawn, two central pawns, bishop, rook, and knight. Bishop, knight, and rook pawns. If they are on the 7th rank, different pawns have different results. Here, being a central pawn, it's winning for white, mainly because he can stop the pawn. So the first move, you pin the pawn. Okay, when you pin the pawn, king has to come down. Then you again pin the pawn. Okay, then he goes here. Several ways to win actually, but I think check. Now he must go here, attack the pawn, cannot queen, so give, it goes here. Now give a check, so it must go in front of the pawn, otherwise you pick up the pawn. And now when it goes in front, you bring your king. Now when he goes here, you go this way, stopping the pawn from queening. When he goes king e1, you give queen e4 check, king f2, queen d3, king e1, queen e3, king goes back, again bring your king in. So this is all very standard stuff. You stop, check, it then goes on autopilot mode. Yeah, like you check again, then he goes here, then you check again, then he has to come in front of the pawn, then you bring, and so on. And slowly and steadily, when you bring your king closer and closer, your king is going to help you in delivering the checkmate here. Check, king here, bring the king in, and now the king is quite close that it's already game over. Yeah, that's how you made, maybe not the most perfect line that I showed you, but you understand, yes, how things work. If it is a central pawn, it is winning, and I'm very happy that most of you said it was winning. Also, all those who said it was not winning, you learned something new, because the set of the central pawn. Okay, this position is winning. Now you may say, how does it matter if it's a central pawn or if it is a rook pawn? You can do this every time, right? Well, not really, because let's say I now change this position. I go to the initial position here and I shift everything. Say I go like this. Okay, this position. Now what is this? Is it a win or is it a draw? Can anyone tell me here? Soham Shirode says it's a draw if pawn is on bishop file, and rook pawn, it depends on placement. Okay, okay, interesting. we're going to We are going to test a lot of things. Setu Minocha says, I got confused. Very good. Well, good to get confused here and not in the game. This is a draw, says Vaishnav PT. Anyone else who thinks that this is a draw? Everyone, draw, dead draw. Prathamesh Divekar says a dead draw. Ammai Nirgudkar. Okay, no one here thinks it's a win. Okay, can anyone tell me why this is a draw? Because I'm going to do the same thing here as well. I'll go here first. Then when you go here, I'll give a check. Then maybe you will go here. I will try to come closer. Check. Come closer. Check. Check. Here. Check. Here. Check. Push you in front of the pawn and bring my king. What's the difference? Slowly I will keep bringing my king. Okay, Alan K. Thomas, you got a new idea. Very good. Why is this a draw? Can anyone tell me? Anish Adiga says it's a draw because black will use the stalemate trick. Yeah, what's the stalemate trick? Can anyone tell me? Yes, Tanisha says black king can go to a1, not h1. Tanisha, a1. Vicky M says because black king is not forced to move in front of the pawn, can go for h8. So someone said h1, then someone says h8. Well, it's a1. Yeah, remember we have put it as white in the bottom. It's important for me that you learn notations. Really. King a1 is the correct move here, and this is the real trick. The king doesn't go in front of the pawn, so the pawn can still queen. And the thing is that if you take the pawn, it's a stalemate, and this is what is the reason why this position is a draw. Whenever you come closer, instead of going here, which allows the king to come in, you go here, and then white has to stop the pawn, and then you can come back again threatening to queen, and you can move to the side. Okay, good. Agastya Day, the timing is 8 a.m. Okay, now I'm going to shift things a bit more here, and I'm going to put a knight pawn just for all of you to get it into your minds. We did a central pawn, so we are done with these two pawns. They win, you know. You're done with the bishop pawn, you know that most of the times it's a draw. Now we come to the knight pawn. Why I say most of the times, I'll come to that in a bit, because the king is just too far right now. Imagine the king was closer, things could be different. What about this position now? Is this a draw or a win for white? Tinku Saha says, I have my mother's account. Okay, Tinku, what's your name? Amit Mishra, excellent examples and explanation. Okay, wonderful, Amit. I hope you are learning something new. Winning, says everyone. Win. Everyone says it's winning for white. Very good. You guys are really smart, because this time there is no stalemate trick. I can first pin you like this. Then you come here. Then I'll move in slowly. Then I'll again pin you. And then, okay, Harish Kumar, thank you so much for the contribution. 100 rupees here. Well, I haven't really thought about where to put in this money, whether to donate it or maybe to give it to someone who is in need of something. But anyway, thanks a lot for your contribution, for this. It's really wonderful. Alan K. Thomas says it's win. Mayur Gondalekar says perhaps a win, not sure, we'll have to check it, learn it. Well, Mayur, the idea of this class is that you be sure after it's done. Yeah, so you have to be sure. So now you can go check. King has to go in front. Now bring your king in. He goes here. Can again check. Oops, not there. Now he can go here. Check. Check, again has to move in front, bring your king in slowly and steadily. you can always push him back. If he goes king b3, then you can give a check. Now if he goes king a3, there is no queen happening, so you can bring your king in. If he goes king a2, then check, king goes down, you bring your king. Slowly and steadily, once again, like you always do, bring your king in and the knight pawn will win. Yeah, so knight pawn will win for the queening side. Abdul Kalam says it's a draw because when white king gives vertical check, king goes to a1. No, no, okay. He's just taken back that comment. But anyway, this is a win because there are no stalemate tricks. Now the last pawn is left because see, we covered central pawns, we covered bishop pawns, and we covered knight pawns. Now we come to the rook pawn. And rook pawn, you have to tell me why is it a win or a draw? Is it a win or a draw for white? Ashwin Subramaniam has some statistics here. Very nice. Ashwin says inspiration for older players aspiring to become GM. Larry Kaufman became a GM at the age of 61, and Janis Klovans from Latvia became GM at 62, both winning the World Senior Championships. Great. So, if you do not score 2500 ELO and 3 GM norms, like person like me, then when I turn 55 and above, I can go and play World Seniors and win that tournament and become a GM. So, thanks Ashwin for this very nice motivation. Also, I think anyone can become a GM at any age. There is a very famous player in India. His name is Anup Deshmukh from Nagpur, and he says that he wants to become the oldest Indian grandmaster. That's his aim. We have an interview with him on the chessbaseindia channel, so you can learn from that. Learn from his attitude. Yes, as you have all rightly pointed out, this is a draw because for the simple reason that when I give a check, here, check, here, check, here, check, I'm going in. The thing is, when I come close, I'm threatening to queen. I'll give a check here and you move inside. I have no time to bring my king because it's already a stalemate. There's no time here. That's the problem. If there was one more file here, like a Z file on the left of the board, then I would win. It becomes a knight file, and then, then I can bring my king. But there's no file, so that's a stalemate. What to do? Chess has its limitations. So now yes, win, win, draw, draw. Okay, let me put a different color for a draw. How about yellow? Draw, draw, win, win, draw, draw. Yeah, nice colorful line we have made. If the white king is inside the dotted squares, then it's a win. Karan Parik says yes. This is now the new dimension. So everyone knows when the queen is alone against the king, it's a win. I mean, it's a win or a draw as per the pawn. But now you bring another guy into the scene, the white king. So if I go to the initial position now, I put a white king here. Is this a win? It just jumped. Yeah, I don't know how. Is this a win for white now? Tell me. Or if I put the king here, is this a win now for white? So these are some of the questions. If I put the king somewhere here, is it a win? Yes, this will definitely be a win. The king is just so close. I give a check and it's a mate already. You don't need to even worry. But this is the thing. When the king is somewhere here, you are not sure because it's close, but is it close enough? So today I'm going to show you some tricks, and I have taken some help from a video that I saw recently, which I'm going to tell you about. Prathamesh Divekar has some zone which he has worked out. Okay, let me know when I actually get a position on the board. So let me pull up a position, and this one I have removed the white king for now. And this is the position. Okay, and so now the question is, what is the zone? There are actually zones, yeah. If you remember this, then you will be able to master this endgame. We start with the rook pawn because we know it's a draw if the king is somewhere far away. So what is the zone in which if the king exists it will be a win for white? What is that zone? This zone, actually I keep forgetting so many times. I learn them, I forget them, I learn them, I forget them. So recently I actually, just yesterday I would say, I saw a video, and it is by a very well known trainer in Bangalore. His name is Jairam Ramana. He's made a video. I think he has an academy named Chess Shoots Academy, and he's made a video where he has taught a very nice thing about the zone. So he says that when you have a rook pawn, the zone is, you have to remember four numbers: 5544. Okay, so I'm going to write it down here for everyone to see. It's called 5544, and this is related to the rook pawn. Really, it changed the way I thought about this position. It became very easy. What does 5544 mean? Okay, so he always says, okay, that you start from the corner square, and first line you make is always horizontal. So 5544 means 1 2 3 4 5. Next line you make is this way: 1 2 3 4 5. And then the next line that you make is 4. 1 2 3 4. Yeah, this way. And then 1 2 3 4. So this is the meaning of 5544. Okay, so you can either make it, because both the numbers are same, so I would say let's make it simpler. 1 2 3 4 5 horizontal, then from the corner again 5, and then you make 1 2 3 4, and then you make here 1 2 3 4. So this is horizontal lines and vertical lines, and if the king is anywhere here on the squares or inside the squares, it is winning. And I think to remember 5544 is much easier than remembering this zone, you know. Shilpa Kale says, I did not understand still. Okay, Shilpa, now let me magically get the white king into the picture. Okay. Now you see there is this white king. Now we know the zone is this. Yes, we know the zone. So now I'm going to put the king somewhere here. Now you know that the king is in the zone. So let's test the hypothesis if white can win this. So first, as usual, I'll give a check. You go here. I'll give you a check. You come down. And now I don't even need to pursue your king. I'll bring my king in. So you make a queen, and then I play king here. Is this winning? This is one of the positions which you should keep in mind. Chess with Arun says, I know this zone. Okay, very nice. See, white is not going to lose that position. Yes, Sedi, Chenu. It's either a draw or white wins. So here 5544 helps you to know that okay, the king is here, it's a mate now. Either I will checkmate you like this, or I will checkmate you like this. So either way, this is winning. Okay, let's test it further. Now you remember this one. Let's put the king here. Okay, interestingly, it is outside. You remember the zone here is still this. I put the king here. How is this now? This is a position which is a draw, because now when you give a check, I come up, you give a check, I come up. Now I must bring my king in. But when I bring my king in, you give me a check with a queen, and I want my king to jump here to b3, but it cannot. So it has to go to d3, and then, well, check, and then it's a draw. Once the queen comes out, you will see that it's very easy to draw. Here I have managed to actually block the queen inside. It cannot give me any checks. Okay, so I hope the rook pawn zone is very clear. Yes, this is hopefully very clear. If someone doesn't know, uh, someone has any doubts here, please let me know in the comment section. I want to thank Jairam for this very nice trick that he has shown. Now let's move to the next one, which is bishop pawn. Okay, again we need to learn the zone here. So I'm going to just move the pawn here, and we reach this position. Now what is the zone? So here there is two things. Okay, the king, because rook pawn, the king cannot be on two sides because the rook pawn is on the side of the board. But bishop pawn being here, the king can be on this side of the pawn or this side of the pawn. So it can be here or here. So we call, when the king is on this side near the corner, we call it the right side because it's easy to draw. While if it's on this side of the board, then we call it the wrong side. Okay, so let's first look at the right side. If the king is on the right side, the zone is 5-4-3-3. Okay, so how do we put it? Let me just write it down for all of you to know this. So after rook pawn, we go to bishop pawn. But here we have a very important thing, which is right side, and it is 5-4-3-3. Let me just make this a bit smaller so you all can read this. Oops, made it too small. I don't know, I inverted somehow. Okay, don't know how that happened. Let me just get another text here. Rook pawn is 5-5-4-4. Bishop pawn right side is 5-4-3-3. Okay, I will delete this one. Yeah, okay, let me see if I can get this now properly so that all of you can read. Yeah, rook pawn is 5-5-4-4. Bishop pawn on the right side. Right side means not right or left, but right or wrong. Yeah, that is what we are trying to say, is 5-4-3-3. Now what is 5-4-3-3? Can anyone help me here? I think you all can make this square now, which is 5 here, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3. So 3, 1 2 3, and then you join them like this. Okay, so this is if the white king is in this zone. Yes, the number is different for if the king is on the near the corner or it is away from the corner. Yeah, so did I write it correctly? 5-5-4-4 and 5-4-3-3. Yes, that's right, 5-5-4-4 and 5-4-3-3, correct. So now in this position, if the king is far away, it's a draw. But imagine my king is here. Oops, sorry. Imagine that my king is in this position to b4. It jumped, yeah, like it's Superman. Now the way I would win this position is I can just first of all pin this pawn, threatening to win the pawn. You can go here. Several ways I think to win. I can now play queen h6, stopping the queen. Check. King comes here. Pin it. Go here. I can't take the pawn so quickly, but I can bring my queen closer and say here, here. King a1. In fact, I can already play king b3 here. I don't see why I should make all these moves, but you just get the point that after this check, it's a mate. Yeah. Also, another way to do it could be that here, after king b4, I do this here. I can even just play my queen here. So what happens is that the pawn is pinned. If you go to b1, I come to b3. Yes, you can make a knight and prolong the game, but knight versus queen is always lost. So here you make a queen, and once you make a queen, it's lost, a mate. So this is how being within the zone is actually very useful. Now let's put the king here. What would this position be? Is this a win or is this a draw? White to move. Yeah, Charmy. Yes, king b3 was always winning. Abdul, the way you remember this is that you start from the corner and the horizontal is always the first one, and then the vertical, and then you go this way and this way, and then you make it. Well, you know, try other ways. Try other ways to remember it, but there are all these techniques. After a point, you forget. But I think 5-4-3-3 is not something you will forget, or 5-5-4-4 for the rook pawn. Yes, so this will be a draw because it is not in the zone. Yeah, very good. You guys are very strong here. You understand these concepts well. Check, king here. Let's say I play my queen here, king here, check. My king cannot come in time. That's the problem. When it has to cross, it will give a check. So, you know what white usually does is he tries to do some tricks here. Okay, I will come to those tricks later, but now you understand the zone. Now let me put the king on the other side of the pawn. What is the zone here? So the zone is bigger. Why is it bigger? Can anyone tell me why the zone will be bigger? Because the white king can be far away to win this position. Can anyone logically explain to me? Mind body connection says do an online tournament, blah blah blah, but we need to learn this position. Come on, we can talk about online tournaments later. And also there are a lot of online tournaments that are happening, so I'll tell you at the end of the video. Why is the zone bigger in this position? Yes, Karan Parikh is absolutely right. He says that in this position, the king is far away from the corner, A1. That's why the zone is bigger. Very good, very good. Aparna Bhan is correct. Shivam Chaudhary, yes. Tanisha Boramanikar is right. Nishan Shrestha is right. Very good. Siddharth Rajesh knows the number as well. Very good. uh, the thing is that there has to be a zone, because if the king is here, then then the black king will actually try to go to the other side. So here in this position the zone is 7 5 4 4. Okay, so 7, as we know, is horizontal first. The next is 5, so 1 2 3 4 5. 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, and then you make join this thing like this. And so if the king is here, imagine even at g4, unbelievable, right? If the king is on g4, it is still winning. How, you may ask? So the way that you win this position is, first you give a check. Okay, now the king can either try to run away from here to this side of the board, or it can play to e2. Let's try both. So if it goes to e2, I would play queen b2. Now you go king d1. I play king f3, and now you see the point. Queens, and it's a checkmate. Nice. So that's why king on g4. But if it was on h4, it wouldn't work. It would be out of the zone. Now let's test here if he tries to run to this side of the board. What I would do is I would give a check, not letting him come. King d2, I'll go queen b2. Now you can't make a queen. You have to go king d1, and I will come king f3. You play this and checkmate. Yeah, so this is how the king being on the wrong side. Narayanan Srinivasan says this was Jairam sir's first video. Yes, today morning I actually spoke to him and I asked him if this is uh, something that he has made himself, this rule, and he said yes. So he deserves full credit for this entire theme. So I'll write down here the thing: bishop pawn wrong side is 7544. Yeah, so I think these are the three conditions which you should know before we start diving into some very interesting positions. Okay, I think it's easy. You need to remember, what was it, 5544 for rook pawn, 5433 for the bishop pawn on the right side, and 7544 for the wrong side. Okay, now Shilpa Kale says, how do I remember, please tell me. Now I can show you things. How can I increase your memory power is a little bit out of topic. How to remember these numbers, it's like asking me how can I remember the mobile phone of my friend or my wife or so on. Okay, Aviral, welcome. So keep in mind, try to revise this, and now let's put this into practice. It's very important to put these things into practice, because if you can't solve them, if you can theoretically learn them, that's like studies. Yeah, that's like you are learning in school, you learn something and done, you do the exam. But practically, if you can't apply it, then it has no real value. Okay, so here is my position to you. The question is, what is this position? Is this winning for white, or is this a draw? Let's see how many of you can get this right quickly. How many of you are quick? Prathamesh Divekar says eat badam. Okay, he says eat almonds, that will help you. Shrikant Nayak, well, what happens is that the position which comes on the board is not very same as the king is often far away. It's not exact position. So you need to calculate beforehand, and knowing these zones will help you to liquidate into the right end game, as I will show you. When I will show you these things now, you will understand it much more clear. Okay, so Agastya Day says win, Tinku Saha win, Meenu Sachdeva win, Kavita Aditya Naidu win, Abhinav Srivastav draw, Dandapani Kuppuswamy says win. Animesh Mandal winning. Karan Parik winning. Okay, many winning, but Lokeshwari says draw. Several people. Charmi Jain says draw. Remember the zone of a rook pawn 5-5-4-4. So let's make the zone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And yes, the king is in the zone. So this is winning, you know. So how do we win this position? We can go check. This is simple. Check. King here. Sorry, let's go closer. The reason why we have to go close is not because if the king goes to b1, then it's anyway winning. Queen and king b3. But if he decides to go upwards like here, then you will have to kind of keep coming closer, closer. And now actually now here closer, check. And now he can't go here because then queen c1 and my queen, once it sits here, you can take your time to bring your king in. Then you are winning. So he must now anyway go here. And now king c3, queen, king b3 and wins. Okay, very good. So all of you have learned this zone thing well. Uh, okay, Nandan is also here, Sarvanan and Nandan, and he says it's a win. Very good, excellent. So one more position now to test you. You know, I love testing you guys because I never believe that a concept is mastered until you practice it. So one more position for you guys. Now I've changed it. It's white pawn. Remember, this is a7. It's queening here. Okay. So, oops, black to move. Can't take the pawn. Yeah. So that is this a win? Is this a draw? Remember the rook pawn thing, which is 5-5-4-4. Yes, 5-5-4-4. So always start from the corner, horizontal, vertical. Yeah, make it this way. Nikhil Chahal, you are late today, he says, but okay, you're still in time. You have another half an hour. Pradeep Kanetkar says these zones like demand curve of perfect elastic and perfect inelastic demand. Yeah, you're studying a lot of economics, I can see. This time, not everyone is on the same page. Shivam Chaudhary draw. Agastya Day win. Tarush Yadav win. Shoham Shirode win. Nice win. Dave Tube win. Alan Thomas draw. Okay. Nishan Sri Shrestha draw. Soham Shirode win. Punit Basu draw. Vicky M draw. Viraj Chess draw. Soham Shirode win. Okay, so this time not so clear. Guys, did you use this technique of 5-5-4-4? You know, you need to make it in your mind. You can't go with your pen on the board and mark it. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. It's there, it's in the zone. Isn't it winning? It's in the zone, guys. All those who said draw. First, 5 here. Second, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then, by the way, count this square for 1. Yeah, don't say 5 from here. Otherwise, it will come till here. This 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is the zone. It's in the zone. So what do you do now? You first, here you can already quickly win this position with king c5, allowing him to queen, but it doesn't help because of check, king a6. If king b8, you already know the winning move. Can everyone tell me what's the winning move here? What is the winning move in this position for black? Please give me the right notation. Don't give me the wrong notation. Yes, win says Rishila. Okay, good. What is the winning move here? Yes, Agastya Day, you are right. Pavitra and Pankaj, Tushar, Damor, Mitesh, Bor, Khetaria is right. Anurag, Viraj, Sumed, everyone is absolutely correct. You bring your king in and you win the game. Very good. And then it's a forced mate. You kind of boxed in the queen here. Okay. So, but white would be smart. So he would say, I won't box in. I will give my king, queen some space. So if you go here, I'll give a check, draw. Once the queen starts checking, it's a draw. So then you say, okay, I'll give a check. You force, defend your queen, check. Now defend your queen, check. Now when you come here, I will mate. So white says, okay, this is your plan. I understand now. You're smart. I will go to a6 now. So then you say to him, okay, that's also fine. I'll give you a check. Now you can't come up because of check and mate. Yeah, you already know this. So you must go down. But where? If you go here, it's a mate. So only move is here. Again, I come closer. And then you realize, from both sides, he is going to trap me. So check, king here, check, king here, and now check and mate. So this was actually a fast way to win was king c5. But if you are not able to find such a move on the board, then you can always try the usual way that we do things like this. Then you go here, queen, check, check, and king b6, and it wins. So you once you know that it's winning, the only thing you need to do is get your queen to somewhere on the second rank here, and then move your king in here on this square, and then you are able to win. Okay, I hope this is clear to all of you. Everyone is clear on this front, so we can move ahead. Let me know if you are fine with this example. And learning end games is a little more tricky than middle games. You feel like, I'm learning a lot, but when you sit on the board, it's like, oh, everything he taught is vanished from my head. Well, it happens, but the thing is to keep continuously practicing this, not to give up easily. Yeah, to repeat. Repetition is the key. So if you can tell me if this position is clear to all of you, I'll move to the next one, because I'll show you how things are complicated. Okay, very good. Everyone says it's absolutely clear. Mayur Gondarekar is already forgotten his soup and he says fantastic lecture. Very good, Mayur. I hope that the soup is not on the stove and it's not boiling. Take care. Okay, good. Everyone is absolutely clear. There are no real doubts. So I can move to the next one, next position, which you see progressively, maybe it'll get slightly tougher. Yeah. Okay. So now we come to this position to test you guys. Is this winning for white or not? Okay, Pavitran Pankaj says it's nice end game. Shoham Shirode says very clear. Okay, fantastic. So, king is on the right side or the wrong side? First, you can tell me. King is on the right side of or the wrong side. Once you know whether it is the right side or the wrong side, then you remember the number. Is it 5433 or is it 7544? Okay. Mayur says the soup was already made when I switched to the lecture, so now I'm slowly drinking the soup. Oh, this is dream, yeah, like drinking soup and learning queen versus pawn end games. Fantastic day. Wrong side, says Animesh. Yes, wrong side, correct. This is the wrong side, and so now you know that if it is the wrong side, the number is 7544. Yes, so make this 7544 number and try to find out which is the zone and whether the king is in the zone. If the king is in the zone, can you win this position or not? Yes, all of you are absolutely right that this is the wrong side and the number is 7544, and so it's winning. Very good. Every one of you is smart. what you must avoid doing in the game is telling your opponent, hey, this is 7-5-4-4 position, you can resign now. And he will say, oh no, but actually try to win and show me. So here, let me make the 7 mark 7 here. It always starts from the corner, not this corner over here, because the pawn is this side. So you start from the corner which is closer to the pawn. So you make 7 and then 5, 1 2 3 4 5, and then 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, and then you bring this closer, and this you make, and the king is within the zone. Excellent news for you. So now we try to see how to win this one. How to recognize whether this is right or wrong, says Abhishek TR. Well, if the king is closer to the square, the rook pawn here, this rook square, then it is the right side. So if the king were on this side, it's on the right side. The king is here, so it's on the wrong side. Okay. So now first I give a check. You can play, either you can try to run to the right side, or you play king d2. If you play king d2, then I give a check. Now you go king c1, because if you play, let's say, king here, then I would say the right way to win this would be, how should we do it? I think queen b2, king d1. Well, I'm just trying to think. If I go here, the point is you will come here. Now I don't have time, because then you make a queen and you attack my queen, so I don't have time. What I would love to do is I would love to get my queen on a2, and then when your king is here to play king d4, queens king d3, and then this queen is trapped on c1. This is my idea, but how do I execute it? So if I go here, you play king d, I will first maybe pin you. Now you will come here. I go queen check. But the problem is very straightforward, that you won't come to d1, because if you come to d1, this is winning for me, right? But you will play your king to c3, and somehow you kind of shoulder my king away for now. So therefore, in this position after king e2, you can think of some faster way to win. I think the fastest way to win here is not to try to get into this mating pattern, but to play queen c3, attacking the pawn. You go here, and then you give a check, forcing him. Now there is no stalemate here, so you lose the pawn. So king c1, and now come king c4. Okay, so in this case you have to push him in front of the pawn. It's a small kind of, you have to be a little bit subtle in nature. And now if he goes to b1, then after king b3 it's lost, because the pawn is pinned, has to go here. I can take with my king, don't take with the queen, it's a stalemate. If he goes to b2, now there could be different ways to win this. um, Let me see. I think the easiest one could be to play queen here. Now I'm threatening, so you go here, I play king b3, and now if you make a queen, it's a checkmate. Even if you go to a1, by the way, here, then I play king b3, still you make a queen, and I'm going to checkmate you. Yeah, so this is the way you win. You bring your king, you push him to the right side of the board, then you bring your king in. uh, what I am wondering is, yeah, there was one trap I wanted to show you guys here. Not this one. King, so queen d4, king e2, queen c3, king d1 check, king c1, and now king c4. Imagine, okay, this is a very funny trick. You go here, now, not, I mean, d2 was better, but he goes king b1, You say, okay, I'm going to get my king anyway because if he makes a queen, it's win. What should black play? Is this position winning for white, or is this a draw, or is what's happening here? Okay, any questions? This is a little bit complex, so I hope you are understanding what is being taught. If there are any questions, please let me know. Is this position winning? Because you see, I make a queen here, it's a checkmate. What's the problem? Yes. Anurag Panigrahi, Suryansh Verma, Animesh Mandal, Lakshmi Narayan, Tinku Saha, Shivam Chaudhary, Mani Prabhakaran. Very good. All of you are very alert that in this position you make a knight, and that is the reason why you lose the game. Fantastic position, yeah? So that is the reason why you must not put your queen so far off. You must put your queen here. And then even if he makes a knight, you can say, all right, no problem. This is winning position for white. Very good. So all of you are alert. No one is sleeping. And now the last part is in this position, as we were seeing, queen g4, king d2 check. Now if he goes to c1 trying to run away, then you can still bring your king in because it's very close. Check, king here, queen, check, check, and mate. Yeah, very good. All those who said c1 knight, well done. That would be truly a nightmare, yeah, this position, nightmare. Krishna Kumar Bagel says, what about the thumbnail? Well, the thumbnail is the continuation of yesterday's meal. I was eating rice with ice cream, as I had mentioned, and today's thumbnail is coffee, after you finished. By the way, I really love making coffee, not drinking. But the thing I love very much is like you take 2 cups and then you pour it from a height, and then it kind of pours in and there are all these bubbles coming up and you make this. That's really the coffee I love, when I go to some very authentic South Indian restaurant, the waiter comes and he pours, like he has 2 cups, he pours one, then he oops, sorry. I just dropped my phone there. Yeah, he pours the phone. Uh, I mean, he pours the coffee from one cup into the other, and that's really fun. So that's what I'm trying to do in the thumbnail. Okay, let's. Is I hope that this bishop pawn is clear to you. On the right, this was on the wrong side of the pawn. Okay, now let's go to the next position, which is the king is on the right side of the pawn, and now this one is going to be tricky because you will have to remember whether what's the number and try to make your square. Welcome to Saurav Banerjee. uh, okay, this one, white to play, what's happening? Mayur Hegde says pouring the phone into the glass. Well, happens, yeah, happens when you're thinking about chess, coffee, and then comments and position, and then everything goes like that. Very good. Many people say you love doing that. I mean, I have so many people who are common interest with me. Nishant Shrestha says 5544. Sedi Chinu says 7544. Is this right? No, the right thing is 5433. Remember, bishop pawn and this king is on the right side because it's closer to the corner. And so when the bishop pawn is on the right side, then it is 5433. Okay. So how do you make the square here? 5433. Draw or win? Shivam Chaudhary says it's a win. Mayur Gondalekar is quick, even drinking soup, he could make the zone very quickly in his mind, very nice. All those who are saying win have not made the 5-4-3-3 zone correctly. This way. One, two, remove this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, 5, 4, 4. Now go to 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So this is the zone. If he is inside this zone, is winning. The king is just outside the zone. Unbelievable, yeah. So you can't believe that this is a draw or not, but let's check. We should never agree to a theme or a code just like that. King here, here. I'm coming in close with my king, queen. Check. But now if I bring my king in, I just don't have the time. Let me see if I can get my queen, say check, king here, check, king here, and then sorry, check, king here, and I play this move here. Now what do you play? I think both the moves are still a draw, but what is the easiest and the most comfortable way to draw this position? What is the best move? What is good technique? Yes, draw said by all of you. Pushpalata says, I like you, Sagar. Whatever you say, I like it. Okay, that's wonderful. It's like Push, Pushpalata is saying, whatever I will say, she will like it. Don't do that, yeah? Shri Kumar, yes, Siddharth is right. King H1. Good technique is always King H1. Don't go King G1 here, because if you play King G1, in this very position, maybe it's still a draw. But imagine if the Queen was somewhere here, then King G1 would be a blunder because of King F3, Queens, and King G3, and the queen has no squares to move, and then it's a mate. But if you play king h1, you are safe. Takes, then it's a draw, and if the king tries to come in, I will make a queen with a check, and when you come here, I'll again give you a check and I will push you out. Okay, so that's a draw. So I hope that things are now becoming clear. Someone has asked, where is Ilam Parthi? Yes, same question to me as well. Where is Ilam Parthi? It was nice to have him in the first 22 days. Maybe he doesn't know the sessions have begun. If someone knows him, can contact him, and it would be nice to have him. Maybe he can learn a few things. Maybe he knows most of the things. Who knows? Soham Shirode says, how does one make a knight on the chessboard? It makes auto queen. Yeah, so the way you do it, Soham, I'm going to share my screen, is on this chess base, there is a tab called board, and there is a button here called always promote to queen. You just untick it. If you untick that button, then every time you make a queen, it asks you want to make queen, rook, bishop, knight. Okay? Shubham Soni says, I'm still confused in wrong side. What is it? Well, Shubham, the simple explanation of a wrong side or a right side is, if it's a right side, means it's closer to the rook pawn here. Let me get this here. If it's the right side, it's closer to the corner. If it's the wrong side, it is far away. So if your king is here, it's on the wrong side because it's far away from the corner. Yeah. Saurav Banerjee says, I need a lot of practice to make these rules stick in my mind. Yes, that's true. Chess is about knowing something and applying it. I know there are a lot of people who know a lot of things but just cannot apply it in the game. When the pressure starts mounting, when the clock is ticking, when everything is, there are spectators looking at your game, when there is a prize at stake, rating is at stake, they just collapse. And there are people who don't know many things, they knew a few things, but they know it so well that they can apply it again and again and again, and they become GMs and strong players. So my suggestion to you is, learn these things, but don't say, I know 5544, I know 7533, I know 5 4 3 3, I'm done. You should apply it. Okay, you should apply these things. Okay, now let me, the idea is, someone asked me, why to learn all these zones and everything, why can't we just think? But the positions which will come in your games are like these. They are not going to come with just a queen and a pawn. So now to apply this is going to be the trick. White to move. What is happening here? Take your time, don't be in a hurry. uh, Knight pawn, someone has asked, Dhanushka Yappa. Knight pawn is always winning. We discussed this at the start of the lecture. You can go and check how to win against a knight pawn. There are no stalemate tricks, there's no corner square. So knight pawn wins. Here, now, white to move. White is in trouble. This is an actual game. It was Bologan who was white against Vokach. And what should white play here? And the question is whether bishop into g2 should be played or not. Is bishop into g2 a good move? You see, if I sacrifice my bishop for the pawn and then I move my king and my pawn reaches the 7th rank, then the zone thing comes into the picture. What's the zone number? 5. Can anyone remind me? With the rook pawn, what's the number? Tarush Yadav says black win. Yeah, just straight off. Tanuja Sahasrabuddhe says here black wins. Okay, Aditya Anand, I have received so many emails. I'm going through them. I'm replying slowly and steadily. Please give me some time. Yeah, all those who I have not replied, please wait. I will do that. Also, Yusuf Faraz, same. Okay, 5544. Yes, right. So 5544. So is bishop g2 a good move or a bad move? Can anyone tell me now? Making it little difficult for you guys to understand all, it's so many things. Is bishop into g2 a good move or a bad move for white? Because if you think that the black king is in the zone, then it would be a bad move, right? Then black would win the game. Yes, Rehan chess, black win because inside the zone. So, should you take on g2 with the bishop? Harshini Anand says king b8. If bishop g2, black king is in the zone. Very good, Harshini. Excellent. You shouldn't take on g2. Very good. All those who said bad move, excellent. Excellent. This is, I feel that these 200 people who are listening to me right now are like wide awake, making use of your brain really well. It's really great fun to do this. You say bad move, bishop into g2 is a bad move because after take, king say b8 or b7, both are okay. I make a queen a7, and now you will see the rook pawn. So 5544. Correct me if I make the zone wrong, but the king is in the zone. It's on the zone is also fine, and if it's on the squares, and so here it's within the zone. And the way I would win this is how should I win this position is the question. I would first give a check. Yeah, then I would go here. I would try to come closer. Then you have to go here. And now I can't get my king here, but I can definitely get it here. And then when you make a queen, I'll give you a check. So the question arises, what if he doesn't go down? What if he comes up? Well, then as we know, we keep moving closer to him. Check. Now you can't go here because I will come close and then put my queen, park my queen here, or just keep it there and get my king closer. So you will have to move close and then I come here and you make a queen and it's a draw. So you see how knowing this rule could actually help you solve this entire thing. So therefore, in this very position, bishop into g2 is a bad move. This was played in the game, by the way, guys, by a very strong player. So the way to win this, or sorry, the way to draw this for white is very surprising move, king b8. You allow him to make a queen, and now you play a7, and you tell black that my bishop is going to defend against the queen here, and I'm going to make a queen here, so it will be a draw. And this is the right way to play. Say check, king c7, check, king b6, check, king a6, check here, and it will come closer, but there is nothing that can be done. I'll keep moving, moving, moving. I'm threatening to queen. So king b8 was the winning move. Yes, Sumed, you are right. Uh, Nishan Shrestha is also right. It looks drawish, but I really want you guys to appreciate how these rules that we are learning are not just theoretical in nature, they can be applied in a game. Okay, now I'm going to put you, I'm a tricky guy, as you already know. I always trick you guys all the time. So I'm going to trick you again here. What is this position? Can anyone tell me very quickly? Is this a win or a draw? Is this a win or a draw? David Friedman says, beautifully explained. First time joining live stream, but I have watched all the previous videos. Thank you for doing this. Well, David, I have received your email. Thank you so much for your kind words. And I would like to tell the viewers, David is a strong player, rated 2190 somewhere in USCF, around 2200. So thanks for joining in. Okay. Okay, go to says Silman Endgame book helped me a lot. Very good. That's good to know. Good to know. So now I don't want people to give me different answers, here. You should all be sure. Draw or win. Draw, draw, draw. All those who said draw, very good. I'm very happy with you guys. All those who said win, please make the square again. This is 5-4-3-3 because it's a bishop pawn and the king is on the right side. It's near the corner. So now, but I'm a tricky guy, yeah, so I'll trick you. Check. You must go to a1, yeah, don't go to c1. King will come closer. Queen e3. You play here. Now I play queen e4. Now the right move here, by the way, guys, is king a1. You know that. You must keep your king there. But he plays king b2. Not bad, not bad yet, because I'm threatening to make a queen. So still everything under control. Now I play queen e2. So what should black play here? Okay. Can anyone tell me what should black play in this position? Black to move. How to draw? King a1. Very good, Tinkusa. Very good, Aditi. King a1. How many king b1? There should be someone for king b1. Yes, Agastya Day says king b1. I trapped you. Shri Kumar, yes, Siddharth says king b1. I trapped you. I'm trying to find that whom have I trapped. Okay, not many. Yes, one more guy, Nishad NSD, trapped you. Tushar Damor, I trapped you, I think. 1 second. So many comments coming. It's very Shriyana Malya, I trapped you. Very good. See, you'd learn everything, but in the game, you play the move king b1, and then white says yes and plays king c4 because queen, king b3, and game over. You realize this is the problem. We discussed it already. You must play king a1. Yeah, I hope that things are much clearer now. I was thinking to myself, what if king b3? Is this so stupid? King b3. Because, yes, king b1 loses, but king b3, now I'm threatening to make a queen. Yeah, but okay, this is losing. Straight on. Just queen d2. Now stopping a queen, you have to come here. I come now closer, you can't make a queen, and go here, you make a queen, and I checkmate you. So king b3 also the only move to draw in this position, guys, is king a1. Yeah. So just keep this in mind. These are these little traps. And I am not your friend. Yeah, like when I'm your opponent, I'm your worst enemy. I want to trap you. One more trap now. Let's see how many I can trap this time. Okay, what's happening here in this position? Can anyone tell me white is he winning or it's a draw? Come on. Yeah, king c3, Nishan in that position. Good question. Maybe I should have explained it. Can I just go back very quickly? I know that you all are solving this, so um, but still, let me just pull up that position and show you. If king c3, it's a bad move because after check, I remove you from the from the right side and force you to come to the wrong side, because if you go here then this is already winning. I'll put my queen on c1. So you come to d2, but now your king is on the wrong side, and when it is on the wrong side, you know the number increases to 7544. So it becomes like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and 1 2 3 4 5 and 4. So you will see that the king is within the zone already because you pushed him to the wrong side. And now all that I have to do is play queen d4 check, king e2. We have already learned this. Check, push the king in front of the pawn and get your king in and wins. Yeah. So important point there as well. Only drawing move was king a1. Okay. Now let's go back to that position which I had already pulled up. I'm sorry to have uh, taken it out because I wanted to explain this one to you guys. So this one is my next trick to you. First of all, you must tell me what is the result of this position. What is the result of this position here? Is it a draw? So you must remember this is a bishop pawn on a wrong side. Yeah. So the number when the bishop pawn is on wrong side is 5433. Correct? Code Sonakia is saying I'm eating the classic aloo paratha. Very nice. When the king is on the wrong side, the code is 5433. Am I right? I have to ask you again. See, some people say win, some say draw. I'm very much um, draw. Yes, everyone. No, says Abhishek TR. Very good, Abhishek. You are awake. All those who are sleeping will say, yes, sir, whatever you say is right. Whatever you say, I agree with it. But no, the king is on the wrong side. It's not 5433, it's 7544. It's a bigger zone. It's a bigger zone. So here 7544. Let me make 7544. It's not so simple, but always 7 is always horizontal, 5 is always vertical from the corner, and then you make 4, then you make 4, and then you join this. Oh my god, the king is, if it was, like um, an exam, the king got 34%. Yeah, 35 was the passing mark. It was just outside. It could have come in. So, but I'm a tricky guy. Yeah, this is a draw, but I'll play queen b2. I'll say, what's your move now? Tell me. So you have to play king d1. Don't go to d3. Otherwise, I'll just sit here and win the game. So you go here. Now I'll play king b3. So what are you doing? I'm going to play back. I said, okay, I'm playing queen a2. Smart, yeah. Trying to trick you, trying to trick you. What's the black move now? What should black play? Can anyone tell me? Black to move here. What is your move? Okay, Aditya Anand, I don't know what Boleslavski Lizitsin is. I will have a look at it later. Please don't write the same comment again and again. Learn from this. This is a good opportunity for you to learn this complex endgame. I'm telling you, I've learned it so many times, yet I forget it. You must. Are these numbers called anything? Well, in general, I learned this from a coach named Jairam Ramana. Yesterday, I saw his video and I'm showing you today. Full credit to him. Shrikant Naik says, when are you coming live on Samay Raina stream? Possibly, maybe later this month or next in May perhaps. He asked me, but I'm not sure what date. Perhaps. So, how many have I trapped? I'm sorry, I just lost count. Nice, I couldn't trap. Amay Nirgunkar, I could trap. Karan Parik, I could trap. Kushbu. So all the names I'll take are all I have trapped. Yeah. Stimulus. Saurabh Podar. Kavita. Sorry, Aditya. King D1 is a bad move. Okay. All of you who said this is a trick that I have tried here. Okay. The only drawing move is very interesting, and you must remember this. So you see, you know all the rules, and you play king d1, and I say, hey, what are you doing? Queen king d3, resign the game. Your king, but you say, but the king was outside the zone, how did it come in? Well, the king was outside the zone only if you play well. If you're going to make a bad move, if you're going to make a bad move, then you will lose. So here, queen a2 was a very tricky move. Yeah, I've made a very tricky move here, and the only way to draw, not king c1, then king d4. Again, I'm winning. You can't do anything. You have to come out. Then I play not king d3. Yeah, not king d3. Knight, and I lose. King e3. You make a queen, and now king d3, and it's winning. Yeah. So the only way to draw this position is king c3. King c3 is the only way to draw, and yes, I know, but chess is tricky always, you know. You want to put everything in rules, you want to fit everything. You want your mind to say, "Ha, I understand this, everything perfectly," but then suddenly comes an exception. This is one of that. So, king c3, check, king d2, and here it's a draw now. Can't do much because c1 is a queen, so you must give a check. I come here. You give a check, I play it here. You come here, I'll come here. Now you tried this, but I will try to now go to the right side of this. And you will see that, no, 1 second. Can I, did I make some mistake here? King e2 was a mistake, yeah? I think I should straight away go king c1. No, because if I play king e2, you go queen c3, check here, you bring your king closer, but this should be still a draw. The king b2. I think, yeah, you are in time. Uh, Check. Okay, if queen d2, king b1 doesn't work, but if queen e2, I go king a1. Anyway, yeah, this doesn't work because king c3 queens with a check. It's a tricky little things. Yeah, these are the tricky little things. No, Abdul Kalam, in your position, queen c1 check is also there after king a3, so there is no, doesn't okay. So just remember this position, the only way to draw is basically king c3. Okay, that's the only way to draw. Now I'm going to leave you with a very very famous position, because this one, I'll tell you the story. If I tell you the story, you remember. Yeah, so ready for story time? Yes, yes, Pankaj Panchal, you are right. You are right. Okay, this is one of the most famous studies ever. Um, it's composed by Grigoriev, and the story behind it is that, the Frederick Friedel, he's the founder of chessbase, and he has some kind of an unwritten deal with Gary Kasparov, where he brings talented youngsters to Kasparov for him to assess. So sometimes he takes some XYZ talent. He tells Kasparov, can you just give him some positions and see how good he is? And Kasparov does that. And the last time Gary did that was for a boy named Vincent Kemar. Okay, Vincent Kemar, he's from Germany. He's now a grandmaster. He's supposed to be one of the biggest talents in Germany since Lasker, they say. Lasker was the world champion. And so Frederick, being also from Germany, took him to Gary Kasparov, and Kasparov said to Vincent, he gave him this position, this very position by Grigoriev, and the thing is here, it looks like a pawn end game. Why am I bringing it up in the queen versus pawn position? The reason is, if you calculate this accurately, okay, it will reach a queen versus pawn position. So white pawn is going this way, black pawn is coming this way. I can give you this for homework, but I would also like to explain. For all those who are asking me whether I'll be part of Samay Raina's charity stream today, no. There is Anand, there is Vidit, there are a lot of great players. I think Agad Matar, Tanya Sachdev. So you can watch it and enjoy it. I think I'll be coming on later at some point, not today. Okay, so now in this position, king f5. Okay, now see, the point here is that white is trying for a win. Okay, so if he plays a4, you know this theme, yeah, like you make a square like this, and if the king is within the square, then basically this square, black king, then he can stop the pawn. So here already the pawn can be stopped. So playing a4 makes no sense because the king comes in. So you play king f5 and you tell him that, look, if you if you are going to push your pawn, then I'll come here. Okay, if you are coming here, I will come here, and I'm going to win this pawn. You cannot push it because of king d4. So you play king e3, I play king d5, you play king d3, I take this pawn, and then I push and I win the game. So white is very happy. But black is a smart guy. He says, if you play king f5, I won't push my pawn to c5, I will play king e3. So if you play a4, once again my king is within the square and my king will stop the pawn. Oh, okay, fine. You're going to stop that, I will still come in. Now I'm threatening, if you go c5, I'll play here, I'll win your pawn and then queen the pawn. So black says, okay, I understand what you are planning to do. And now even a move like king d3 will not work, because now you will play king d5, and next move, if you play king c3, you will go king c5, and now I don't have king b3 because your pawn is protecting. Next move you start pushing. So black has to be smart. Black has to do something here in this position. What should black do in this position? Can anyone tell me? Black to move. Yes, yes, Pankaj, you know this position. Very good. Very good. Okay, so black to move. Somehow black must save himself. Somehow. Yes, very good. All those who said C6, excellent, guys. Very good. Siddharth, King D2 doesn't work here. King D2 means you're already out of the zone. I can even here play King D4. This is winning. Then I will start pushing the pawn. The only way in which black can fight here is with C6. Because if you start running now after the pawn, I will go king d4, now threatening c5. So you take, I come king c4, and next move I'll come here and round up this pawn. You see how this little pawn move c6 creates a lot of possibilities for black. So okay, white said, you played c6, but you really can't play c5 because I'll go king d5. So I have an extra move now. I will push my pawn, a4. So black says, okay, I'm going to play king d3. So play a5. You go c5. Now it's a race. Push, 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 push c2. And here you will see it's a bishop pawn with the king on the wrong side. Okay, so it should be 7-5-4-4. Correct? So 7-5-4-4. Let me make that 7-5-4-4. King is outside the zone, right? So white should draw this game, correct? Yes, everything would have been right if in this position black king were on d2. Somehow the king still on d3 means that white has a small hope here of winning this game. So this move here, now next move, is the most critical move of the game. What should white play here? See, everyone says it's a draw, it's not in the zone. But white can actually try for a win here. How? This is the beauty. Here is an here is a position which is different because the king is still on d3. If it were on d2, it's a draw, dead draw, no questions asked. Even if it were on e2, draw. So queen, what move will you make with the queen here which gives you some winning chances? Try for a win here. Because if you play queen a1, I will go king d2. I'm happy. Yes, if queen a1, king d2, queen a2, king c3, we already know it's a draw. Yes, everyone knows this here. In this position is the winning move for white. There is a winning move. Sedi Chinu, yes, you are right. Sedi Chinu is got the right move. The right move in this position is very complex, I would say. Queen a3 says Shilpa Kale. Well, if you play queen a3, I go king d2. Somehow doesn't work. Queen h1, all those who said queen h1, I go king d2 still. Now I'm threatening to queen. If you give me check in this position, I'm going to play here. Uh, this is okay, right? Because if you go check, king d2, check, king d1, you can't really come here now because of here. The queen is not on the other side. I'll just give you a check and it's a draw. So this doesn't work. The only move that works in this position, and it's really brilliant, and that's why this study is well known, is queen d5 check. And you will ask, what's happening? What's wrong? So let's look at the possible moves. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, only 3 moves possible. Okay. Let me first look at king c3 because it's the easiest to refute. What should white play here? Yes, Shrikant Nayak says is mind blowing. Wonderful. What should white play here to win in one or two moves? This is simple. Simple stuff. How does white win here? Yeah, Sangeeta, that's queen d5 is the right move. What is the right move here? Nishan, you are right. Shrestha, Nishan Shrestha, you are right. Anyone else? Aditi, Tinku Saha, Rahul Gupta, Aditya, all of you are correct. Nice is right. Senthil Kumar, Amay Kanitkar, all of you are absolutely right. Karan Parik, King B3, you go Queen A1. Well done, guys. And then you put your queen to c1, just save it and bring your king. Very good. So can't go to c3. Let's go to e2. What happens to king e2? Anyone here who can find the winning move? Very difficult one, but I think you should manage to find it. Only move here for white to win. Yes, queen d4, everyone is right. But in this position, Aditya, not always exceptions, but here the king being on d3 is the key element why this turns out to be a win. Nice, you are right. Siddharth, you are right. Very good. Meenu Sachdeva, you are right. Prathamesh Divekar, excellent guys. You are stars. Yeah, you know this thing. Pogul Narayanan, Queen C4 doesn't work. Shrikant, you are right. Tinku Saha, Lakshmi Narayan, Amaya Nirgunkar, Shriyana Malya. Very good. All of you have got it right. The right move is Queen A2. And now, if the king were on D2, you know that King C3 is a draw. King is on E2. So he says, I'll play King D1. But what is the problem now? King D1. How does white win? How does white win here? Yeah, all of you got Queen A2. Rishila Banerjee, then Aditya Anand, Dhanushka Yappa, Ankit Kachi. All of you have got Queen A2. But now after King D1, because if King D2, then already the pawn is not queening. I can bring my king in. But so I play King D1. Yes, Shivam Chaudhary, you are right. Shilpa Kale, Tinku Saha, um, everyone is right. All those who said bring your king in is correct. Either king d4 or king e4, both are correct. You can just let him make a queen and then play your king to d3. Excellent stuff, yeah. Forced mate. I hope this is clear. I hope this is clear. And in this position now, we have the last move and perhaps the most beautiful move of today. White to play and win. All those who know the answer already, please don't write it. Those who don't know, if you spot it here, I will be a big fan. Okay, I'll be a big fan. White to move and win. How should white win this position? This is not easy because if you will play queen c4 or something, I'll go king d2 and you cannot win. But there is a very nice move here. Beautiful move. This is the position where I'm waiting for a spectacular move from all of you, and it would be the right move to end this lecture. We have around 230 odd people here learning this. I want to see Divya HL got it right. Divya, did you know this position already? Lakshmi Narayan, did you know it? Two people have got it right. Who else? Shivang Goyal, Please let me know if you knew this. Anurag Panigrahi got it. Sairam Sampath. Who else? Siddharth, Shrudyan Shwarma, Harshini Anand, Drunkenstein, Devaraja, Narayan Joshi, Soham Shirode. Well, if you play queen d4 here, then I play king e2, and it's not easy. How next move I'm queening? What will you do? If you go queen b2, then here I will play king d1, and you can't bring your king in because this move attacks the queen. There is no time for king d3. So you may have to try and trick me somehow by playing something like queen b3, king d2, queen a2, when you are hoping that I'll play king d1, but I'll play king c3 and draw the game. So the move that really wins here and is amazingly strong is queen to g2. Give yourself a pat on the back if you didn't know it and you found it here. I'm very proud of you if you found this, because in a very, kind of grinding position, suddenly tactics sprout out. And if you make a queen now, there is this beautiful skewer and you lose the queen. And queen g2, the main point is, even if you try to save the pawn, I go queen g5 anyway, and I stop the pawn from queening. Well done, guys. I think this was really a beautiful end to this entire thing that we learned. Um, it would be good to just remember whatever we have learned today, and I would really like to thank all of you for your attention. It's been nearly 2 hours. It was a very intensive class, but I think we've done well. I would like to send some homework actually to anyone who would like to solve it. Let me just see if I can, but I will remove this. uh, I would, no, I'm just trying to, yeah. So anyone who would like to do the homework, I have some work for you, and this will help you to actually kind of make all your thoughts in one place. But these are tough positions, so do it at your peril. It may take you the entire day, but it will really make your mind learn these things really well. So there are 5 positions for homework, and I am going to share this link in chat. So if anyone wants to, can go there and get these positions. Lastly, has does anyone have any questions here? Uh, yeah, Shivam Chaudhary and all of you who are eager for homework, I have sent you the homework. I hope you can get the link there, and it works. There are 5 positions. I have taken it from different sources: Dvoretsky's Endgame Manual, some from some other books, and I learned a lot from them. So just try to do it. Does anyone have any questions? Did you understand everything that we learned today? Did you understand this 5544 for the rook pawn, bishop pawn 5433 on the right side, on the wrong side 7544? Did you learn how to make these zones? And I would really like to thank um, Jairam Ramana for these 3 numbers that he has given. It makes these end games so much simple. I think if you meet him ever, thank him. Okay. uh, okay, so Rajesh Kumar Nair says, thanks Sagar, great session. Yes, Sangeeta Patak, the link is the homework. There are 5 positions there. Swayam Ubale says, I just don't know how 2 hours went by. Great, that's great to know. Shilpa Kale says, where should I give you the homework answers? On chessbaseindia at gmail.com. That's how. Dr. Drunkenstein says, first time saying my name. Okay, first time. Harshini Anand says, excellent numbers to remember the zone. Very good. David Friedman says, thank you again for doing this. I'll go back and watch the first past part I missed. Okay, wonderful. I am link. You just need to click and you need to open. It doesn't have to copy. You just click on it. I think it works. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Can I post Jairam Ramana's video link as well? Yes, I should do that so that all of you can. I think it was Chess Shoots, if I'm not wrong, the name of his channel. Yes, Chess Shoots, and I'm going to post him. By the way, I can even show you his face so that all of you can remember. So this is him, and this is his video. It's queen versus pawn endgame, and he has taught everything in this. He's a well-known trainer in Bangalore. By the way, I had different rules to remember this endgame that I taught you. I had learned like two squares from c2, three squares from b3, and it was very confusing. Somehow I found this useful, and now the challenge is for you guys not to forget these numbers, not to use the 7544 in place of 5433, or not to use 5433 in place of 5544. So that much you need to, as someone rightly pointed out, eat almonds. I don't know if it works, but if it does work, good. Okay, so the I put the link of the video so that you can have a look at it as well, to sort of solidify your knowledge on this theme. This is Sagar Shah signing off. See you, bye, and I had a nice time with you. Tomorrow I'll be back with another tricky, tough end games. This is my aim, to teach you end games which are tough, which are not easy to understand, and then you learn them. Yeah, so let's do that. Bye.